There's the 3 I need to tick. I better get the stream up. We need to interact with people. Good evening and welcome to Mexico for Contest of Speed Tier 3. My name is Dan, I'll be your commentator this evening, as I am every week, it seems now, and joining me tonight, fresh from the reveal of his new car for the year, he's just got back from Grove, it's George Russell, everybody.
Is he here?
George? Oh, don't play that joke. You notice you. Okay. No, I'm joking. It's my ever-present and very good friend Matt alongside me tonight.
Good evening, Danny. Glad to be back this evening. We are at Mexico. There's only 3 rounds to go.
I know. We're here this week. Brazil, then Abu Dhabi for the finale of Tier 3's first, well, half season, hasn't it really? Cheeky little half season for them to get themselves acquainted with Contest of Speed, and then they'll go for it flat out next term, although there will be promotions and relegations.
Don't worry, people. Everyone's going to worry that Davgan has retired from the session. It's because he's got a qualifying ban.
He has.
So no need to panic.
No need to worry about that one. He did have the option of going out on track, warming up, learning the circuit and how it feels tonight, but he's obviously chosen not to do that.
He's probably going to do a Kimmy and nip off to the loo.
Maybe. He's got a quarter of an hour, hasn't he? So riding on board with Dan Hilton. He's the first car on track. He's coming through the stadium section, and he'll be coming around to start his flying lap if you want to do your ride along.
I will do my ride along. Okay, down the start finish straight through the first DRS zone that we have got this evening into our first heavy braking zone, looking to brake around that 80-metre board line. It is a quick right, left, right section through turns 1 and 2 before going on to another short little straight with our second DRS activation into our second of 3 heavy braking zones. Another flick to the left and a 90-degree to the right. Very twisty this section, you need to have good traction. For a double right-hander, and he's backed out of a lap. Oh, he's ruined it for me.
We'll stay on board.
You stay on board and watch him anyway. He's going through the S section where he's going to flick to the left and to the right, and to the left and the right again. After he's gone through here, he's going to make his way down into the first right-hander into the stadium section. Carry as much speed as you can through, run as much of the curb before track limits, then straightening up the car through the left and the right-hander. Maximise this final corner to give as much speed as possible to finish the lap.
And he's still the first man to set a time, 1:24.7. That is nowhere near representative. Everybody, we're looking for pole probably around a high 13. If anyone gets anywhere near a 13.5, they'll probably have it. Simply because track limits here are potentially an issue if you're pushing hard. We've got Liam, first representative time of the day, 16.7. That'll be his banker lap. He'll come back in, strap on a new set of hypersofts. Bolt on a new set of hypersofts, and then head back out and try and...
Power's done his lap. There you go.
Power's done his lap on his super soft tyres. Let's go to the first of our championship contenders. We've got a championship leader just coming through sector 2 now. That's Dan Robbo, currently leading the championship for Haas. See how he handles this S section. Yeah, a little twitchy at the back there, that has, but might just be because we're waiting for the track to rubber in.
Definitely on in.
He is, he's bailed out of that lap, his ERS is low, so he'll be coming in. And we got Dan Hilton improves, 1:16.4. R19.0. He's on provisional pole, but that will be a banker lap, no doubt.
We could see people go on a lot of different tyre strategies this evening.
We could. There are. It depends how ballsy people want to go. Personally, the two strategies that are most likely to see are going to be the one stop, which is going to be the Hypersofts or Ultrasofts to Supersofts, or a two stop, which will probably be Hypersofts and then two sets of Ultrasofts following on. The risky strategy, if you can make it work, would be Ultrasofts to Hypersofts. Now, it's theoretically possible. However,
that is pushing the boat out.
Yeah,
little.
They are going to be crying out for some relief at the end of that stint, or end of both stints, to be honest.
Yeah, Mexico is a very high demanding circuit, not just for tyres. We're talking ERS management as well. That's going to have to be on a...
It's going to have to be on point.
Full.
Yeah.
And also, I think it's fuel. Fuel, I know the massive issue.
Fuel is an issue here. Because of the high altitude of the circuit, the engines require more fuel to burn at an efficient power level. So the drivers will have to overfuel the cars if they don't want to manage fuel towards the end of the race. So we're going to be watching Matrix as he comes around. One of the quicker drivers. He's not had the best of luck in the last couple of races. Otherwise, I firmly believe he'd be up there with the Dan Robbers and the Perrys of this tier, fighting for the championship. And there's still time for him.
He still is. He's third in the championship on 60 points. So he's 23 points behind Perry and 32 behind our leader. That could still change.
It could all change. Let's see how Matrix handles the S section. Sidegate pops in a provisional pole time, 1:15 dead. I think that will have been it for Matrix. I think he's going to back out of that lap. He is on super softs, so I wouldn't expect him to be sticking with whatever time that was. Just in ahead, 14.9 now. New driver for this evening.
Actually, last week as well. I think.
Was he in last week as well?
He was. Anyway, speaking of drivers not here this evening, we have not got a Bish.
We don't have a Bish.
We haven't got a Maynard in the Renault.
No.
And
Maynard incidentally off doing military service this week. He's serving his country. Doing everybody proud for that. So we wish he was here, but we don't envy him that job at all.
I know where I'd rather be.
I know exactly where I'd rather be. Sat in my beanbag with a drink.
Like we are this evening.
Yes! Right, let's have a look through the chat. We've got Tier 2 commentator Jordan's in the chat this evening. It's nice to have you with us, Jordan. Two Spells just appeared as well. We've got Dabclan's in the chat saying he's going to get an ice cream.
Brilliant.
Yeah. And we've got
Fuel.
And we have the Coop brothers, as I shall dub them, Thomas and Robin. It's nice to have you both with us, guys.
I just want to throw out to Dabclan if he's listening. What ice cream we go for? What flavour is it?
That can be our community poll for the evening. Ice cream flavours.
I've had a flake ice cream this evening, so there you go.
A flake?
Yeah, the classic 99s.
Oh, yeah, classic 99. Oh. See, I've got some Magnum double raspberries in the freezer, but...
Double raspberry? I've never had those.
Oh, they are well good. So, and...
See, we bring the whole food culture to the...
we do.
The COS community, don't we? Meanwhile, whilst we've been sidetracked, Ross and Perry have gone to the top of the leaderboard.
They have.
Surprise.
They've put in some truly representative pace. 14.1 for Perry, 14.0 for Ross. And to answer your question, Jordan, I think it will be, if anyone can hit 13.5, that will definitely get pole. However, I think the 13.7 will probably get it. I think that will probably do it. But you never know, if they end up pushing too hard, extending some track limits, that 14.0 from Ross might be it. I just want to watch Dan come round to finish his lap. Puts himself third with a 14.2.
I think he'll be happy because I think he's had a few invalidated lap times.
He has. That was.
So a bit of the rig. Millsy has left the session.
Millsy has left.
That's all good.
There was no retirement, so that might be a connection issue. So hopefully he can rejoin before the race starts. Currently not set a lap time either, so that's an issue for him. A couple of the guys actually not set lap times yet. Dabplan obviously can't. Yeah, Grey Fox will probably be in the mix as well. Faramir Motorsport as well, probably be in that sort of upper midfield group with the likes of Justin and Matrix at the moment. Although I expect Matrix to improve that time significantly, especially since it was on super soft tyres.
It's a very competitive league, this tier. You know,
it is. There's definitely an A and a B formula though within it. And that's nothing. That's no disrespect to any of the guys running in the midfield pack, because it gives us something great to watch. But so you've definitely got the front runners, slight gap, and then the guys behind them. And we've had. We've had responses to the ice cream debate already. I don't know if it's a debate more a poll. We've got Dabclan's gone for vanilla, by the way. That's what he's going for. That's what he's gone to go and get. It's your standard flavour. It's your go-to flavour, vanilla, isn't it? You can't go wrong with it.
It's a very safe option, isn't it?
You can't go wrong with vanilla. Two spells says raspberry ripple. I'm with him on that.
Raspberry ripple.
We've got Ricky saying strawberry cornettos. That's a fair shout as well. I can get on board with that.
See, I'm more the classico cornetto type of person. It's the one with the nuts and chocolate.
Me and Jordan are on the same wavelength, going for the magnums.
Those are double raspberry, those are the favourite one to go for. For me, it's the white.
Oh, Two Spells just sent me a photo. he has a cornetto in his hand right now.
Beautiful.
Good man. Another vote for the double caramel magnum. Magnum's walking away with it at the minute. We've got 2 cornettos, 3 magnum.
I'm disappointed by the lack of flake votes.
Classic from Ricky, Twister.
Oh, Twister.
You gotta love a Twister.
That's up there with like the Calippos and those type of things.
The Calippos, Soleros. Yeah. Fabs. The rocket lollies as well.
Right, so I like these comments. The double caramel magnum, apparently that is the mother of all ice creams. A very strong statement.
It is. It is indeed. Personally, I'm more leaning towards the double raspberry, but I can appreciate the double caramel. I just Oh, Jordan, what are you doing to me? Don't show me club biscuits.
Club biscuits? Oh.
We're on a nostalgia trip this evening.
I do prefer the penguins though. Yeah.
Of course you prefer the penguins.
Penguins versus clubs. The classic
playground battle.
Rivalry.
I think we should get back to qualifying, if I'm honest. Well, Fruit Pastel Lolly will be the last one that we've got in from Two Spell. That is a classic. I will I'll give you that one too, Spot. That's a fair
Anyway,
shout.
despite all the confectionery treats that we've been talking about, it
Yes.
has been lovely.
We've just been talking complete nonsense.
We've got Ross currently in provisional pole, Perry second, Dan third, Craig Fox fourth, Bank fifth, Justin sixth, Matrix seventh, Bracer eighth, Sygate ninth, Liam rounds out the top 10. It's just Millsy and MP Motorsport that haven't set aside, but Millsy is struggling with connection issues.
He is.
She's left us or something.
Matrix is currently on a lap on ultra soft tyres, I believe.
Always going for a different strategy, isn't he?
He does. If you can, to be fair, he's in P7 at the minute on super soft, so all he has to do is improve his time. If he can get into the mid 14s here, I would say 14.5, 14.6. Comes around the final corner. 14.4. Great lap from Matrix. Now, you've got to say he's in prime position. Assuming he can keep up with those guys early on and not burn out those tyres.
Well, the thing is, you don't really want to be on pole, do you, around the circuit?
No, ideally, coincidentally,
you want to be P4.
You do. You want to be P4. So Matrix is definitely in the prime position at the moment. Millsy's managed to get himself back in. Let's hope even he can stay here this time.
Power has retired. Now that's on track.
Power has retired on track.
I have no idea.
I don't know where that is. I'm going to go on board with Justin as he does his flying lap. He's just started.
We've got a minute 30 to go, so people probably only got one more run at this.
All your front runners are out on track at the moment, on a lap as well.
Dan's got some traffic as well. Ross and Dan are trying to fight for space.
Shut that down.
Matrix has just gone quicker, by the way, with 114.3.
He has, but that's put an extra lap on those ultra softs, and that's not something I would really want to do. Dan's going to be giving Ross a distant tow here as well. That's not going to help him.
I'm going to look at Justin just finish off his lap because he's gone on to the hyper softs.
Yeah, I'll jump back across. I was watching and then left him through the S section. We'll pick him back up in the stadium. A little bit wide on his entry there, but seems to hold it through. Hope he didn't invalidate his lap there. And around the final corner now to set his lap time. He'll be looking. Oh no, he's bailed out of it. Maybe he did invalidate it.
Dan's bailed out of it as well.
Dan's bailed out of his lap. So let's jump back to Ross.
I'm watching Ross go through. He's just going through the S section.
A little bit wide there, that might have done him in. We'll soon find out.
Racer's improved to P8.
He has. Good lap from Racer.
Liam is going to be our last man to cross the line because he's only just crossed it.
Okay. Ross comes around. He's going to be the first one to finish the session. 13.8.
And both MP Motorsport, of all people, we said he hadn't set her out, and he
goes straight up to P3, 14.1. Excellent stuff.
So just Racer and Liam.
It's Racer and Liam. Racer's just set a lap though, hasn't he?
Yes, so it's just going to be... But he looks like he's going again, let's be fair.
It does. Very wide there, and locks up into the hairpin. That might be all she wrote.
Liam's kept it nice and tidy into the stadium section, trying to straight line
Racer
the corner.
Will finish, and it's a slower time from Racer.
Oh, he's got the wall on the edge, and that is going to be
three tenths down. Right, that's all she wrote. A rundown of your top 10 drivers. Actually, might as well just go through the whole list. You've got Ross in P1 with pole position at a 1:13.8. Perry P2. Motorsport P3. And I'll have to wait for the list to show up again, because my memory's not that good. There we go. Dan P4, Matrix P5 on the harder compound tyre. Grey Fox 6th, Blank 7th, Justin 8th, also on a harder compound of tyre. Racer 9th, Cygate is your last driver who has locked in his tyre choice in P10. The rest of the guys, starting with Liam in 11th, Callie 12th, Dan Hilton 13th, Varamir 14th, Power 15th, Dabclan and Millsies, the two Saubers, no time set between them. Round out in 16th and 17th respectively. Those guys 11th and downwards have free tyre choice for the race. They can choose any compound they want out of their selection.
Just quickly having a look at, we've got a few predictions coming in already.
Go for it, read them out.
Oaksy's gone with a Matrix win, Dan to be second and Perry to be third, which would be interesting for the championship. Robin's gone with Perry first, Dan second and Matrix third, so the same top three but in a different order. Two Spells gone for a prediction of Varamir to win. And then apparently if Dabclan doesn't take him out in the first lap.
Yeah, Varamir's just put in the chat he couldn't hook a lap up to save his life, so that would indicate he's got some more pace to give.
Ricky's gone with Matrix to win as well, so it's going to be Matrix maybe because of alternate strategy.
If he can make that alternate strategy, but it depends what he's going to go for, because the two options open to him are the two stop onto another set of ultra softs and then hyper softs, or invert that order, or one stop onto super softs. But if he goes for super softs, that almost negates the advantage he's gained, I feel. I mean, it would allow him to jump onto those slightly later in the race, maybe quicker at the end, but it would still leave him as a sitting duck for the guys coming through on softer compounds. Now, can you watch the back of the grid for me as well, please, Matt?
Yes, I will. I shall watch. I'm going to go on board with the only full senior, I think, off the start.
Callie representing team commentary, and actually no, he's not. He's not on his own. Racer is also representing team commentary tonight, having
yes, made his debut.
He did. He did an excellent job for the Tier 1 race in Japan. Two Spells beating you to the blank joke already in the chat.
Oh no! I'm out of the job. God damn it, Two Spell.
It's a very subtle reference, but it's appreciated in the commentary box because it means I don't have to do it.
I also don't have to think of one, so.
That's a fair point. So
it's a very quick formation lap.
It is. Let's jump on and see who's picked which tyres. So everybody from P11 backwards has chosen the ultra soft tyre, and I would imagine they're going to go for the one stop onto supers.
I'm just going to throw it out there before the race starts. We had a message from the powers that be this week about racing and respects to other drivers, so hopefully everyone has received the message.
That's a fair point. Oh, I don't know why I didn't mention that, because I am now one of those powers that be. After saying in Suzuka that I enjoyed my position of relative power without responsibility, I was smited down by the almighty Roland and given responsibility. But yes, in all seriousness, we have had a message out to drivers, which I'll talk about in a minute as we get 3, 4, 5 lights red. And away we go for the Mexican Grand Prix. Are we going to have the glitch? Yes, we are. I'll try and keep my voice up. There we go. We're away. Great start from Ross, but it's not going to matter. Not down this circuit.
Hopefully no one locks up.
I'm trying to work out what's going on, because we've got the work. There we go. Decent camera angle. 4 wide into turn 1. Big contact. Big contact. Perry's round.
Perry's round. Justin, 5 second stop and go.
5 second stop and go for Justin. Well spotted there. But Two Spell will be happy. The McLarens are away.
Well. The McLaren's 1-2. It's not often you hear that in Formula 1 references for a long time, but
No.
McLaren's are 1-2.
McLaren's are 1 and 2.
MP Motorsport 5 seconds stop go for ignoring yellow flags.
That'll be for overtaking. If it's as long as he gets his video in, he can probably get that removed at the end of the race. So he doesn't need to worry too much.
Boys, there's two going too wide between Racer and Justin. Justin forced out wide through the S section. Not a good place to be.
Got Dabclan up to P9 as well. He
Also,
made a really
Matrix
good
down
start.
to P10, just so one of our front runners.
Yeah, let's just have a look at some of the guys who were involved in that. So we had first one would be
Dabclan and
Dan.
Racer side by side in the stadium section.
Dan Robber has wing damage and he's coming into the pits.
And you know what? I think that's from the Perry incident, which
It will be.
But tangled
Yeah.
up in.
So he was sort of sandwiched in the middle. He didn't have a lot going on. Come off there.
Perry's in as well. So does Justin.
Matrix has wing damage as well. That'll be why he's dropped off, but he can't afford to stop.
He's going to go down the yaw. It's all about the inside of the dab clamp. What about it? Oh,
Blanks in the
round,
wall.
and it's the wall.
Toro Rosso are having a nightmare today. That's the wing gone from the front of that Toro Rosso.
Ross is away. He's a scapade.
Rossi will. Well, this throws everything up in the air.
So our 3 podium nominations are all struggling at the moment.
Well, yeah, they certainly are. Matrix the best positioned at the moment.
But even then, he's got front wing damage on a harder tyre. Dan and Perry have both pitted.
They have, and they've both gone for ultra soft tyres,
So that will
which means they will have to stop again. Yeah, they will have to stop again.
It's probably the fastest way to do it, rather than do a super soft stint, I think.
Oh, you see, if it was me, I would have gone for super softs and then put on some hyper softs at the end, or maybe put on hyper softs to catch back up to the pack. I'm not sure. I'm a little bit shell-shocked at the moment. Blank pits in the second stricken Toro Rosso. You've got your 2 championship leaders down in 15th and 16th at the moment, and
Now this sounds very familiar.
it does a bit, doesn't it? Nearly 30 seconds behind the leaders.
It sounds very Hamilton Vettel-esque. Funny enough.
It does a bit, doesn't it?
Meanwhile, Cygate is up to P4.
Cygate's up to P4. The only men who are actually benefiting from this are the 2 McLarens. Although Motorsports managed to get himself up to second ahead of Grey Fox. Some great pace from the Williams.
Cygate's gone up 6 places. That's not bad. Barry's gone up 9. That's pretty good. Dabclan is up 10 places, so pretty much from the back of the grid.
He is, but you'd have to weigh against that 10. You'd have to say it's normally going to be 6 because of the 4 guys down the bottom there.
So championship leaders being involved in contact or
Justin is the first man that I've seen on the wall of shame.
in terms of, is that in terms of track exceeding? Because we've had many.
It is. Yeah, track exceeding penalties, it is. Got Motorsport closing in on Ross for the lead.
3 stop-go penalties. 4 stop-go penalties. 3 stop-go.
Who's that for?
We've got Justin with a stop-go, MP Motorsport with a stop-go, and Blank with a stop-go. Blank was for speeding in the pit lane, and MP Motorsport was for yellow flags, and Justin was for severe collision with Perry.
Ooh, so that'll be the start incident. Can you keep an eye on Motorsport for me while I jump to this midfield battle? So we've got 3 cars within a second of each other. That's Varamir, Dabclan and Matrix. This is the battle for 5th.
MP Motorsport literally pushing Ross around that corner. I think he's going to get him.
Matrix is going to get it.
He should get him.
Is he? I'll jump back across. Ross moves to the inside, which is not the most beneficial place to be, but that Williams just doesn't have the top speed. He's running too much wing.
There it is. Oh, it looked like he was shaping up there for a move.
He'll get him down here. Like, he should have better drive into the second zone. Let's go on board.
He's going to.
Ross defends the inside, which is where you want to be for here. He's going to have to hold it round the outside. Let's see if he can do it.
Move.
Great overtake, but can Ross get the switch back?
Ross with the switch back. Hang on, Thomas.
Not quite.
Careful.
Not quite.
No.
Motorsport holds the position, and it's allowed Grey Fox to close up right behind.
Psyche seems to be struggling. Dan, Robbo, and Grey Fox. So 3-second time penalties for
exceeding track limits. The battle for P5. I'm sorry I dropped away from it.
That's alright. Grey Fox is going to go down the inside of Ross, maybe. Ross gave him the space.
Gave him space. Can hold P2.
Sygate slipped down to 6th after Varmy and Dabcam passing.
Yes.
Matrix is now there as well.
Matrix was unlucky. He was all over the back of Dabclan coming down the main straight. I wonder how he didn't get through. But he should definitely be able to get past Sygate now. Let's go on board, see if we can see the
change positions.
Look at the speed differential he's got there. Straight through. Doesn't even have to. Yeah. A little bit of a look further down the field, and there's his 3-second time penalty for Matrix.
And for Racer.
And for Racer.
So for the people, there's a few penalties out there for the lead, for the guys contending for the victory already. Only 6 laps in.
To make it very interesting.
I want to know from the viewers what's going to be the largest number of seconds in terms of penalties this evening.
Oh, that's a good one. Predictions for the largest penalty.
Yeah, we had 21 last week, was the top score.
We did.
Will it be eclipsed?
Joint highest, even. I was going to say joint fastest then. Joint highest penalty score for this season from any tier, as far as I'm aware. Robin straight back, 24 seconds. Ricky agrees. Two Spells is 21. And Oaksy agrees with him. And Sygate's in the pits, as is Ross from the lead. This will be interesting.
Oh, Liam, no! 5 seconds stop go for speed in the pit lane.
That's
ultras that early.
That is very early.
He's got front wing damage.
Has he? He's gone on to super softs as well. Ross is retired in the pit lane. Did he have wing damage?
He was in the lead. Why would he?
What's happened there? He's retired in the pits.
He was in the top 3. What's going on there? Anyone else know?
Someone see if they can. Someone in the background. Someone behind the scenes. See if they can find out what's going on there.
I don't know what's going on there.
He's retired. So he's fair enough to leave. His car's ghosting round at the moment. Next time someone catches that up, I'll see if I can jump on board. See if he had. Well, he mustn't have had wing damage.
If race victory today was not blown open, wide open already, it is now.
It certainly has been. It's like my victory at Singapore. When the main leaders, the main contenders are put out to pasture. Well, not out to pasture. Not been retired.
I think everyone that we would expect to be near the front
isn't
in that front group. Isn't there, and also Perry's the only one out of what we would describe as the front group who's not got a penalty. Everyone's got a penalty so far.
Yeah, Matrix of course is in that front group we would normally associate, and he's up there still. That's probably your only one. Motorsport's in the pits.
He's going to look for a move down in the inside of that plan into turn 4. He has licked the stamp and he has sent it.
Yeah, he has made the move stick with that damaged wing as well. Don't forget, when you jump on board, just see that. Missing a couple of those intricate little fins there on the end plate.
So, Dan Robbo, MP Motorsport, Sygate, Perry, Justin, Liam and Blank all made one stop so far.
They have. Liam, I would imagine, is going to have a very boring race from now. He's going to have to go to the end on that set, more than likely.
Yep. So that means people like Millsy and Baromir and Dagpan have all made up positions.
I was going to say, Dabclan is a big winner out of all of this.
Dagpan's made 13, Baromir 10, and Millsy also on 10.
So, Grey Fox, I would imagine, is going to be pitting this lap. If he tries to stretch those racers in. We've got Dabclan all over the back of Matrix again for P2. Let's see if he can get him. Power, 5 seconds of speed in the pit lane. Let's go on board with Dabclan. Let's see if he can close up here with the DRS wide open. Not quite. Using that DRS to charge his ERS behind that Ferrari.
Dan Hilton and Millsy going at each other.
Yeah. Sauber tucks back in behind. Can he get the move made again? Back round. Goes to the inside. Corner cut up there, but no contact.
Who's not made a stop?
He does too, Spell. You're right. I think it's what makes him so quick. I think he deliberately sets his wing too high to account for it, because he always seems to pick up the pace when he loses wings.
Is that Matrix losing front wing by any chance?
It is, yes.
So the last Hypersoft runner, Grey Fox, is in the pits. Did 9 laps on those Hypersofts. I think that's
Two Spell's got some information on Ross for us. He says he came into the pits to repair some front wing damage, and it didn't change the wing.
Oh no.
Which,
no.
I mean, I can understand why he left with that. It is essentially you race over if that happens, because you've got to come back in again, and that's another 20 to 25 seconds.
Sorry, Danny's making a move on Dan Robbo 2000.
He is. Dan's fighting back though, and he should have the inside, but Motorsport just got that car hooked up so nicely round there. Forces Dan into making a mistake, which gives him another penalty.
Chaotic is what I like to describe the first 10 laps in this race.
Grey Fox has stopped for Ultra Softs, which gives Matrix the lead.
When will Matrix look to come in?
It depends. If he's going to try and one stop, the earliest we'll see him come in is lap 15. I would probably say he's going to want to go to maybe 18 or further.
I'm trying to think how long is the pit stop?
Motorsport's carving his way through the field. He's got past Mills. He's into the stadium section. Next up is Grey Fox.
I think Dan's about to follow him through, to be fair.
I would agree with you. He's going to have DRS. But so does Millsies. I'm not sure he realises that, but it's not too much of a fight for that position. Black's got past Justin as well. Let's see if we can... That's because Justin's in the pits. That's why.
Yeah, Dan's now in the points. So his championship isn't looking that horrendous at the moment.
No, but he will have to stop again. That's the thing. But so will Perry. So
whatever Dan's got to do, Perry's got to do. So
as at the minute, it just depends what tyre they go onto and when. That's the key factor for them. Great helicopter shot of the Haas there through the S's.
Dan Hilton, and that was simply because of the increased grip Grey Fox has got over Dan Hilton.
I would imagine so. 10 lap younger, ultra soft tyres. I don't know what's happened to Motorsport. He slowed down that over around the second and third sectors there. He's allowed Dan back into DRS range.
I think Dan just had cleaner air. That's probably what helped him.
Maybe. He's using the DRS to charge his batteries. He's not going for the overtake. However, Motorsport is around the outside of Dan Hilton, who I wouldn't say he conceded that. Oh, contact! No!
Oh, Dan's in contact as well.
Oh no!
No, Perry. Oh, Perry managed to somehow squeeze through. And I think that could be... I don't know how... Yeah, it's bad. It's bad front wingage for our championship leader.
It is. He's going to have to come in again. He'll have to go into the super softs.
And for Dan as well. Down for Dan Hilton as well.
I'll be honest, I think it was a combination of Dan Hilton and Motorsport that caused all of that. Unfortunately, I was riding on board at the time, so...
Racer just needs to wait because Dan's got front wing damage.
He needs to be, Dan needs to be careful. He can't afford to waste too much time trying to defend that position. So that'll be Dan coming in for super softs. He can still get points here if he can just finish. I think he can still get points because he's got the pace.
I hear the words that are coming out of his mouth right now.
Oh, it'll be just a torrent of abuse for those two guys in front of him. And yeah, head's gone for him. Keep it together, lad. Keep it together. You can still get points out of this. Think of the long game.
Well, races on the back of Dan Hilton, who's still out there with front wing damage, and he shouldn't be out there. Needs to come in. He's losing far too much time.
Well, let's see how much. Yeah, it's significant wing damage on that Red Bull. I wonder if he's going to try and force it on.
Same with MP Motorsport as well. He's losing so much time as well.
Yeah, Motorsport's on a new set of tyres though. That's the thing. Dan Hilton, you could say he should have pitted because he can just put on a new set, but and then the prospect for the victory changes again. This is turning out to be one hell of a race. Matrix is in the pits, lap 14, and he's gone on to super softs. So he's one stopping. He will go to the end now on that set of tyres. So we have a new race leader in Varamir, albeit a temporary lead.
And I need to take a breather because what I saw there is utter carnage.
Total carnage.
MP Motorsport down the inside of Matrix. Oh, I don't want to see it. Not again, boys, please.
So Matrix just coming out of the pit. Actually, has Matrix changed his front wing?
Matrix
he has
come out of pits. He has got a new front wing, and he's on brand new super soft tyres.
He's also under-fueled. That was a great switchback as well on Motorsport, even with the wing damage. To overtake him around the outside there is impressive.
Flags. Why have we got yellow flags there? No idea. So Dabclan's taking the lead as Varamir pits. Who braked so early for the pit lane limit.
Just to avoid getting a penalty for it, bless.
Perry's coming in as well. God, just about makes it inside the pit. MP Motorsport is in. Some of these guys are going to be a 2 or 3 stop race.
So there's going to be things. It's thrown all strategy out of the window. I'm amazed we haven't had a safety car or even a VSC yet. I forgot that existed because I mean it never comes out, does it?
Just going to throw out there. Dabclan is 6.5 seconds, well, 6 seconds in the lead. He's made up 15 places after being back of the grid, and from what I've seen, has avoided all incidents. Which is more than usual.
It's impressive, bless him. He's doing well up there. Let's see, are there any battles forming? Blank behind Liam is probably our next best one. And even with the age on those ultra soft tyres, they will be quicker than Liam's super softs, although not for long. So he needs to get that move done. Liam runs wide.
Strategical moving wide there. I love it.
I don't think it was. Blank's just going to sit behind and wait for the DRS straight, as he should. Matrix, new fastest lap of the race with a 1:17.6. He's a man on a mission.
dare I say it, it's Matrix race possibly to lose now.
I would agree with you. All those guys ahead of him have got to stop. His gap to the leader is 17 seconds, so he's easily got a pit stop advantage. And Blank gets that move done on Liam comfortably. There was no competition. Liam knew it wasn't his fight.
No, Matrix is on the back of Cygate, and Perry's got past power.
He's got past
and
power.
Millsy has made contact with Justin. Hopefully it's not too bad.
So there's no wing damage on the Sauber or on the Mercedes.
I don't want to say anything, but obviously some people didn't get the message then this week.
Well, I don't know if it's more to do with the alpha style of racing, not alpha as in alpha male, not Alfa Romeo, that we were concerned about. Hard racing isn't necessarily the issue. We want the guys to race hard, but we want them to race fair.
Anyway,
and contact is always a part of that. Not necessarily this much. Dabclan is into the pits.
And Matrix gets past Cygate for the effective lead.
Does Dabclan is going to come out P6.
Could get both of them here.
Varmir's on the outside, which...
Oh, Matrix like... Using a little push. A good measure.
Matrix still has DRS from his move on Cygate, but so does Varmir. But Matrix has the straight line speed, but he's not going to have the exit here.
Switch back, please.
Didn't quite have the line through the corner to pull that off.
So
it's the question now.
Has got past Dan Hilton.
Has indeed.
Dan's
the question.
got past power.
Perry's pitted for super softs, so that's him going to the end now.
I don't think Perry and Dan had much choice.
No, neither do I. But look at the distance between them now on track. It's just shy of 3 seconds.
And
considering the race that Dan has had, that's not bad for him. No,
and
if he can...
possibly Millsy's got to pit again.
Millsy will definitely have to pit again, at least once.
And
Blank will have to stop again.
Justin and Liam and Blank are all on older tyres.
They
if
are.
he could stop pick up penalties, then he'd be alright. But I don't think he'll be the only one with...
No,
9,
neither
12,
do I.
15, 18.
Is that what he's got?
I've no idea. He's got. I think he's got at least 6.
Well,
I don't have a look. I have an aneurysm.
we'll leave it till the end. It'll be like a surprise. See who can jump some places for being a clean driver. Is there anyone who doesn't have a penalty yet? I think is the more appropriate question.
Possibly Perry.
Possibly Perry.
I'll have a look. I'll have a...
Dabclan 3 seconds. That could be important come the end of the race.
Ooh, Varmir. Although he's 1 warning away. Cygate exactly the same, 2 warnings.
Dabclan has got past Racer and he's got past him very early. He's got DRS still and he's just pulling away. Easy move in the end.
We have Dan Hilton. We've got Perry. And we have I can't find it. Perry and who did I say? Dan Hilton.
Mm-hmm.
They're on 1 warning. I think we got Cygate and someone else who I can't remember.
Cygate?
Yeah.
Cygate is penalty free right now.
Yes, he is.
That could play a very, very important role come the end of this race.
Are you suggesting something?
If he can keep that clean and he can hold that pace, because he's going to have to stop again, more than likely for ultra softs, so he'll be quicker than the super soft guys. He's going to be... Dabclan's just got past him, but he needn't worry about that.
Okay, your whole Cygate thing, yeah, just go out the window.
Why?
Watch. You in the pits.
Oh, he's pitted for super softs. No!
Super
Oh, why? If you'd gone 2 more laps and then gone on to ultras. Safety car's out.
Power has...
The safety car's out. Now this puts Cygate
people.
into prime position.
Power's lost it into at the end of the stadium section. That is incredible.
Is anyone... Who's near that?
Dan Hilton's just gone past.
Dan Hilton's just...
Oh,
so
great Fox, we've got drive-through penalties as well for people. I've just seen 2 or 3.
Speeding under the safety car for Grey Fox. That's Grey Fox's race ruined. Because he has to stop again, and he has to make that... He has to serve that drive-through in the next 3 laps.
Oh, look.
Where did Power lose it?
Yeah, Liam and Blank as well.
What, for with drive-throughs?
Yeah, for exactly the same thing.
Ooh.
Power has lost it. As you come through, who we got here?
Grey Fox is coming through to serve his drive-through penalty. He might...
If you go on board with Callie...
Okay, we're on board with Callie now.
So as you come through, he's gone through the left-hander.
Yeah, through the right.
Hit, I think, the left-hand side.
Oh yeah, you can see the wing fragments there on the right. If you look now, we're on board with Liam. Look on the right-hand side now. You see the wing fragments?
Yeah, I've got it.
Liam's going to come in and serve his drive-through penalty. Is Blank going to do the same? He is. A lot of guys pitting in right now. Cygate needs to...
Dan's come in.
A lot of the guys are coming in. Every car now can finish this race on ultra softs if they have a set available.
Dan's come in and he's going to get held up as well.
I'm seeing drivers going to hyper soft tyres. That is the wrong call from here.
Hyper soft tyres.
100% the wrong call.
And Callie.
100% the wrong call to make. You'd be better off staying out on worn super softs than going on to that.
So everyone was pretty much going on super softs to the end. We've now got not many people on super softs.
No, the interesting one though for me, Matrix has stayed out on his super
Varamir's
softs.
stayed out as well.
Varamir has stayed out. Which Varamir should have pitted.
Because he's the only person of...
Yeah.
And he's rising. What he's doing there.
Yeah, Varamir is the only one.
Is on fresh or relatively fresh.
Yeah, tyres, and everyone will go to the end apart from Varamir. Although Varamir's overtaking everybody, unless he's been told he can. He must have been getting told he can overtake.
He just hit the wall as well. What's going on there?
No idea what's going on there.
Disqualification from the session, ignoring yellow flags.
He's gone.
5 seconds, stop, go. Penalty for ignoring.
He's long gone. Varamir is out.
Why do you, I don't understand, Danny.
Did he have a drive-through penalty and then didn't serve it?
I have no idea. If anyone else can help us, that'd be very much appreciated.
It would, but that's another potential winner out of the question. But do you know who this does bring back in for the win?
I've just seen it.
Look who's in P3.
I know, Perry's in P3.
Unbelievable.
Chaos.
How the dice of chance fall for some.
Apparently there's been a glitch issue.
A glitch issue? What was it telling him to overtake the safety car and then...
Apparently, whatever Varamir, he's just said that he's been some kind of glitch issue.
Liam's severe collision. And he's lost his front wing as well. So Liam will have
you know
to...
you're behind the safety car, right? Give each other some space.
Yeah. You need to anticipate.
It's not patronising, it's just common.
The guys in front are going to be...
It's because people aren't giving each other enough space, so it's just...
So they're all waiting to go, and it's...
Oh,
Safety car's in this lap. That is a very late call. Matrix does not have much space.
Ramley's issue was that the glitch was saying he needed to overtake the safety car and catch up to the safety car queue. I'll let you work that one out.
I'll be honest, I wasn't listening, I was reading the chat.
Oh, cheers.
The stream appreciate it. As we get the restart underway, Grey Fox caught napping there. Matrix left him for dead, but he's been swamped by Perry and Dabclan. Dabclan, great result to P2 at the moment. Can Matrix hold P1 into the first corner? That'll be a miracle if he does. He's held it into turn 1, but it's turn 4 that we're really going to be looking for. That's Sauber right on the gearbox of the Ferrari.
Every motorsport has made contact with each other again.
It's all going wrong for Dan, and Perry's off! Perry's off and into the gravel.
Where is he?
He's down in P9. Dan's right with him again.
Here we go.
Oh, there's cars everywhere. It's complete mayhem. I don't know what I'm looking at. Honestly, I'm going to have a nervous breakdown.
Inside the caddy. No, surely not.
Two championship contenders down 9 and 10th.
And Matrix isn't in the lead. He's 1.5 seconds behind. Grey Fox. The Grey Fox goes down the inside into turn 12. No,
big dive bomb, and he's lost it.
Thanks for coming. You're never making that.
He was in the prime position as well. He could have gone to the end on that set. He needs to be careful of his rejoining here. Liam's back out with a fresh front wing.
Matrix is struggling. And I reckon that's because it's the warm-up issue with both superstars.
I think it's just because they're slow. To be honest, he had a great restart, but everyone behind him is on much quicker tyres. Grey Fox has left the session. Hopefully he did that in... Yeah, he was in the pits when he left.
Just want to say, the people that are at the back, if you stay in the race, you may have a chance of finishing even the points, even if you're about 20 seconds.
You may have a chance at some points here. Perry down in P11 now. What's happened to Perry?
Dan's up to 7th.
Dan is up to 7th, but don't forget he's got a lot of penalties.
I think so. It's half the grid, to be fair.
I think that's Liam. Yeah, Liam retires.
Retired from the session. That's
not a surprise. He was penalty king up to that point.
And he just got a 5-second time penalty. Spinning pit lane.
Grey Fox's car is ghosting on track, so he left without retiring. Could be a penalty coming his way for that.
I don't think he retired in the pits.
No. His car came into the pits, but...
So Racer is now in P2, but he's got Matrix and Blank and Justin and everyone's just waiting to pounce.
Dabclan pulling away at the moment. We need to keep an eye on Matrix because he needs to just keep with these guys. He does.
He's got a better run, and he's got DRS.
The Toro Rosso's doing a multi-21 there. Blank diving into the pits.
Blank's disqualified.
Didn't give us a reason as to why, but I'm not. We should. Well, down up to P5 now, and we've got a slow-moving car there.
Blank was disqualified for ignoring drive-through penalty.
That'll be why he was on hypersofts, I bet. I bet he came in to serve that penalty and it put him into a pit stop. Interesting, that's very unlucky for him if that is the case.
Now then, Grey Fox has not retired from the session. His car's still out there. He's in P12. Are you now thinking what I'm thinking?
Well, what if he rejoins and puts the hammer down?
Well, no, if people retire or leave, could he finish 10th and still get a point?
No, because he's left the session. He'd have to rejoin for that.
Just an outside chance.
There is a possibility. If he does rejoin and we get any more retirements, who knows? Who knows what could happen?
By the way,
he is Perry in P10, currently scoring 1 point.
Matrix is in 3rd, but that won't be for long. He's going to
Here we go. He's back up to P2. Needs to be careful of the of getting re-overtaken here down towards turn 4. He'll defend the left-hand side. He won't, he'll pull across to the right. DRS open, of course. Keeps it, there's no second activation zone. No second detection line. There is a second activation zone, sorry. No second detection line. So he holds on to P2. And I would be willing to bet that those super softs are now starting to match the performance of the ultra softs.
I would say so.
That initial burst of performance will be...
Oh, he's already had 12 laps on them, and he's got to do another 10.
They can easily do it. It'll be very interesting towards the end of this race. He's only 4 seconds behind Abclan. He needs to make that advantage count now. There's Sygate's first penalty of the day.
I know I'm not going to go and count to see how many people have got. I'm waiting for the surprise. Because I think there's going to be a few 21s out there.
So let's see if Matrix and Dabclan can give us a grand finale to this race. But let's not count out those 3 behind. Dan's up to... he's battling with Justin for P4.
And he's got it. He's licked the stamp and he's hit it.
He's still an outside chance for this. It'll all come down to his penalties.
I don't think he is, because of how many penalties he's got.
I mean, if we're going off Dabclan's track record, there's every chance he could bin it on the final corner.
Or into someone else. Oh wait, did I say that?
We know Matrix is going to be slow at the end on those tyres, but they will definitely make it. So will the guys on the Ultras, and could do this. He could still get on the podium. There's still every chance of this.
I just want to see.
This race has been.
Perry's up to 9th, so he's making some progress. But
he is, and
he's not making much.
I think he's going to get past Cali here.
Dabclan, meanwhile, I would say he's extending his lead.
It's holding. It seems to be holding steady at around 4 seconds.
And then you got the Matrix train.
And then the Matrix train.
It's Matrix, but
let's go on board with Perry. Poor drive out of the final corner, but DRS and Mode 3 on the ERS will it? I don't think he's going to be able to get close enough. He's late on the brakes. He's going to hang it round the outside. Cali can just defend that line. A little bit of contact.
3 seconds, so everyone's got a penalty.
Everyone with a penalty, and he can't get past Cali. If Cali can defend into this corner, he's got him until the start-finish straight again. At least he should have, but Perry's going to try and dive bomb, locks up there.
Well, bear of it. He's already had enough collisions today. Doesn't want another one.
Certainly doesn't want any more. It's damage limitation for the Toro Rosso right now. Meanwhile, it's championship contender, P4.
Well, anyone from, I would say anyone from P11 up to first is pretty much anywhere near it. How this race has gone, because that's about 12 seconds.
Well, yeah. We could see a completely reversed running order by the end of this. It could be
see exactly the same starting grid, but you just wouldn't know all the carnage that's gone on in between.
Certainly not. Racer looking around the outside of Matrix. Dan just skulking in behind.
Oh, contact!
A little bit of contact there. He's pounced. And he's got DRS for Matrix. Can he get P2 here?
Oh,
he's going to have to hang it around the outside if he's going for it.
Everyone be careful.
Come on, guys. This has been tough enough. Dan knows. He knows.
Justin's going to the back, I think.
We'll check on Justin. Oh, Race has forced his way through. That's the kind of alpha driving we were saying we're not a massive fan of. That was a... I'm coming through, get out of my way. That's not a great...
And Dan is... I tell you what, it looked like he was going to absolutely lose it, but he's held it pretty well through there.
He has. Matrix picks up 3 seconds in that.
And what all this has done is allow Dabclan just to extend that lead.
It has. I think we might be seeing a victory for that Sauber, barring any catastrophes.
/ penalties.
Well, true. I don't know what. I'll be honest, I don't know where this is going to go now. I think Dabclan is the only one we can nail on. I think this victory is his.
We're only going to nail. I think we're going to nail down who wins on track.
Do you think it is? Do you think it's going to come down to an on-track finish? I think everyone's got that many penalties.
Oh yeah.
I hope so. Millsy retired. I'm just going to jump on board with the Grey Fox.
See, I would say he was in the pit lane when he did that, but his car's gone. No, he's in the pit lane.
He's in the pits, yeah?
I think so. I can't tell. Codemasters and its brilliant game is not helping me.
No, that's true. Dabclan now definitely extending that lead. Matrix is holding the guys up behind him, which of course he's entitled to do. It's 4 position this fight. I mean, this has been an incredible race to watch, but I'm dreading the amount of Stewards reviews I'm going to have to do after this.
I don't particularly want to invite any of the drivers off. Well, other than probably our first place winner, if it's going to be Dabclan, because there's going to be some very angry individuals.
I think, yeah, there's going to be some very angry people. Dan's going for the move on racer.
Here we go.
I've got a shocking camera angle. And he's got him. P3. He's now on the podium, barring penalties.
Yeah, and MP Motorsport has joined the back of this gaggle of cars as well.
He has, and we know what pace he had early on.
This is really his top 6.
Motorsport diving down on Justin!
Justin's going to hopefully just hang it in there and see what happens.
He has.
Side by side.
Nah, they're trying too quickly. Just take your time, guys.
Boys, you've still got 5 laps left. 6
You
laps
have.
left.
You don't want to. We don't want another safety car. Not at this point. Oh, actually, it would be quite. It would be quite good, wouldn't it? Everybody in for hypersofts, then it is a 5-lap sprint. If
we had a 3-lap sprint to the finish, that would be quite nice.
It would, wouldn't it?
It happened Tier 2 last week. No, week 4.
Suzuka. Justin struggling to get the car slowed down on those super softs. Right. And he's going to get launched here by Motorsport. I'm going to go on board because this is going to be...
You have a look at that, because I'm watching 2 of our championship contenders in 2nd and 3rd.
Is Dan going for the move on Matrix?
No, he's closing in though.
Do you know, I thought Motorsport was going to launch Justin there into turn 1, and he wasn't even close enough to make a dive bomb.
And the important thing for Dan is he's out of DRS range.
He is, those two pulling away.
And
race is struggling, do we think?
Dabclan.
Yes.
A 2nd in that last lap.
Ooh. Let's have a look at Dabclan.
Two Spell is sharing his wisdom and advice. Guys, there is a massive straight that you can overtake Dan. Do not kill each other.
I think Dabclan's overheating his tyres. Look at the gap.
That's come down by a 2nd just in the...
Just in 3 seconds could prove crucial. He is. Those guys are going to be able to see him now. We're on board with Matrix. We can see that little speck of a Sauber in front.
Yeah, and Dan's still hanging in with Matrix. He's doing the right thing. Use the slipstream of the Ferrari.
Use the DRS. Charge the battery.
Justin's gone down the inside of Racer.
Yes, he's made that move.
Has Justin got enough pace?
Well, he'll have DRS assistance. This is where the Supersofts are going to start to get an advantage.
He's also, despite being
the 2 Williams fighting, there's contact there as well. Guys, relax. People seem to want to overtake it around the outside into that corner. It's...
Chill. Oh. Dan is suffering from dirty air behind Matrix for the S section.
He is. I'm not sure about that, Roland. Dab seems to have got plenty of fuel on board. So does Matrix, so does Dan. I think the next car that's under-fueled Apologies for flicking through all the cars. No, they've all got enough fuel to get to the end now.
They've had that safety car period, don't forget.
I think there was one running quite close.
It was Matrix earlier on, but they've had the safety car, which has helped them with fuel, so hopefully fuel shouldn't be an issue. I've just seen a flicker in the Ferrari.
It's that Scarlet Ferrari in second place.
Because he's only 1.5 tenths behind, 1.5 seconds behind Dadcan, and Dan is there with him, and Justin is closing.
So the Williams have swapped places again.
MP Motorsport is now the racer.
Yes.
Perry's catching Sidegate as well.
Will he have enough time to get through? Those tyres are going to be knackered. Dan needs to be really careful running wide and things like that, and cutting corners. If he gets another penalty, that's probably a chance of a podium gone.
Or race. That could be race over. I think he's
Matrix is going to get DRS here into turn 1.
Yeah, because Dabclan is he is.
Dabclan's overheated those tyres.
And Dan's going to... Oh, Dan's closing. Oh, Justin's nearly a second behind as well, and he's closing nearly a second in 1 lap.
I think Dan's struggling with his front left as well for overheating, but he's going to be pushing for this. Don't put it in the wall. It's the last thing you want here. You're getting good points, even if it means sticking for 3rd. Think of the championship. That's what I'd be telling him if I was Jeff right now.
I'll be telling Matrix that as well, to be fair.
Matrix will want this win. He wants his maiden win. Bugger the championship, he'll be thinking, I want to get past this Sauber.
And Perry's making a move on Sidegate.
Oh, Dan, 3 seconds.
Perry's made a move on Sidegate, that's crucial for the championship.
Yes, I'm on board with Matrix at the moment. I'm just going to stick with this front 3. Dabclan really struggling on those tyres right now. He's holding these 2 behind him.
Justin has made MP Motorsport is dropping off the back of Justin, so it's between these top 4.
It is just in the outside bet for the on-track win. I think Dan's going to get this.
Quickly before we get to it, anyone that's watching, can you send in people you want to talk to and any questions you want to ask us? So Dan's
going for it on Matrix into the hairpin. Hangs it round. Maybe left him a little bit too short of room, but Matrix seems to be doing alright.
He's a man on a mission.
He is, and this is for the win. The on-track win. Dabclan defends the inside, not where I'd want to be personally. Worst camera angle in the world again of the front wing. Let's change it up.
No.
Dan thinks about think about your race. You've got another lap yet.
Matrix is there as well. Here we go again. Justin is just waiting to pounce on anything.
He is. Are we going to see a dive bomb from Matrix here? We are! He's gone for it! Yeah. Oh no! More contact!
And Dan's lost his front wing again. And Justin's there. Justin's coming through.
Dan's got himself up into the lead. And this is just carnage now.
Dan's got no front. He's got front wing issues.
I'm not surprised. I think a lot of them will have. Let's have a look. No, Dan's front wing is fine by the look of things.
I think Justin's going to win this.
Justin, his front wing's fine as well. Dan needs to push hard now on this final lap.
Perry's going to...
It's the final lap. Dan's going to get the on-track win. Those rear tyres squirming around.
Oh my
This could be everything. Dan comes around to take the first place on track.
Yeah, penalties.
Drops to 4th, 5th,
6th.
No, stays fit. Yes, 6th,
yeah,
7th.
Told you had a lot.
Look at Perry. Look at Perry, 3rd.
Perry's 3rd.
We thought he was out of it.
He was down in 8th, batting for Sidegate in the last lap. And Sidegate went up to 4th as well.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable finish.
Incredible.
Wow.
I mean, all I'm going to say is good luck to Tier 1 and Tier 2 for beating that race this week.
Oh, we haven't got a chance. Apparently us lot in Tier 2 are
Unbelievable.
too careful with our overtakes, according to the Tier 1 boys. Right, everybody in the chat, who do you want to
Wow.
hear from?
So, Matrix wins after penalties. Declan second, Perry third, Sygate fourth, Racer fifth, Justin sixth, Dan finished in seventh after a crazy race. MP Motorsport eighth, Dan Hilton ninth, Caddy 10th, and they were our only 10 finishers.
10 finishers.
The session.
Grey Fox, Millsies, Liam, Power, Ross, Blank and Varamir, all DNFs.
I'm having a round of applause for Dan Hilton and Caddy.
Were they penalty free?
Penalty free.
They are penalty free. Well played, you two. Well played. So that's what is the? Hang on, what's the record? It's Dan with 20 seconds. So whoever
That's
said
5 seconds,
21,
stop
you were closest.
5 seconds stop go. Killed him.
Yeah. So let's have a look. Who do we want in? Get your votes in for driver of the day as well. As Two Spell already has done. And Matt, can you invite for me Matrix, Dab Clan, and
Yes, I will. Speak to Perry.
I'm trying to think. Let's see, has anybody asked for anybody in particular? And then we'll get Dan and Perry as well. So Matrix,
I can
Dab Clan.
invite Dan and Perry into invite.
Matrix and Dab Clan, okay.
Yeah.
In fact, I shall do that now.
Crazy, absolutely crazy.
So we'll have Dan and Perry, and then we'll jump across for Dab Clan and Matrix. We'll have 4 interviews tonight. If you've got any questions for those guys, make sure you get them in the chat now. And we'll be sure to put
It could be
them...
very heated.
Hello there, guys.
Evening.
Oh, I don't want to dip my toe into the water.
There might be some colourful language used, just put it that way.
Try and keep it clean.
Please keep it clean.
Try to. Can you all make sure...
I mean, it can't be dirtier than what that race was.
Matrix, you're so unlucky, man. I was keep checking driver behind. Can you get another penalty so I could win the race? Damn, you had 6, I had 9. I was keep checking.
Oh wait for Perry as well.
Unbelievable. So make...
I said I was checking for you to get another penalty so I could win the race. So you had 1 less penalty than me.
Gentlemen, from me quickly, can you make sure...
You have probably was 9 and Dan has 12 and Justin has 28 points.
Yeah.
That was a crazy race.
Boys, can we make sure our audio's all set to share, please? And
Yes.
can we keep any language to a minimum?
Minimum.
As that was a very
where
emotional
possible.
race.
Yeah.
That was a good race.
Well, I disagree.
So...
Interesting.
Yeah, let's start off with... I'll start off with our 2 championship leaders at the start of this race, Dan and Perry. Interesting turn 1 for you two. And it saw you both put down at the back, of course.
If someone blew up into turn 1,
Yeah, that was
bunch of just complete invalids who were playing the ball. It was all going fine. Us front 4, as far as I'm aware, kept it fairly clean going into turn 1, and then bam.
So,
I want to see
So-
Perry.
It goes,
What's that?
Perry gets spun round, and we're both screwed.
what's that rattling, guys? Can you just try and start that for a sec? That's why we do these interviews.
That sounds fine.
Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, so obviously we saw you have, well, whatever happened into turn 1. To be honest, it was just shock to see everybody facing the wrong way, and then it put you both down at the back. You managed to fight your way back through the field.
And then another incident.
Taken out by some, I don't know what you want to call them now, but people trying to overtake each other, spun each other out again because people can't overtake cleanly for some reason. And then I got lost front wing again.
And then
I'll just throw in my 2 cents. Yeah, I mean, turn one, I was on the far inside. No one was. That's kind of what I was going for, was that nobody was going to dive me in the inside. I was on, you know, there wasn't a lane to my inside. And then out of nowhere, like, as I'm turning into turn one, Justin just tries to fly up the inside through like 3 rows back and just shoves me up to everybody. And then I'm spun, and I don't even know who I ran into at that point because Justin just dive bombed everybody. So then, yeah, so it's,
yeah, so I think it was me and Matrix racing, and then I think Justin just went diving in down the inside around the end. I don't know. I think it was a Mercedes if he was the one in fourth. But he just went steaming down the inside, almost broke my wing, but then I don't know what happened to him. I guess he got hella penalties, so I still finished ahead. But it was a pretty big dive bomb by him. Trying to get
I mean, Perry, you must be happy seeing yourself finish third somehow after all that.
I mean, I knew that people are going to get penalties here in Mexico. It's just part of the racing circuit. So once, especially after the first lap, I pitted and just made sure I drove a clean race, even if just made sure I didn't get caught up in any other accidents. I had a few nice battles with Callie and with Cygate near the end, and so that was fun. Having some clean battles with both of them. Guys who are good drivers, but I don't often see. But yeah, I mean, this race was a mess, and I think it was going to be a mess either way. Congrats to Matrix, Zapclan, and everybody else who was able to manage to the front. We also had a bunch of glitches in the pit lane. I know that Grey Fox and Blank both got disqualified for speeding under the safety car, and they didn't even get a delta. It just gave them the penalty. So.
I was happy from starting P16 and just going to turn one. I just saw hella people backwards. Like something is going wrong. Is it a glitch or something? And I just kept it clean through the first couple of laps, and then found myself in like P3 after like lap 6.
So
a lot of hyperstar runners pitted.
Yeah, you managed to just keep your nose clean, get yourself right up the grid for quite early on as well, I think.
Yeah.
Was there any?
Just that I had a good start on because I was on the ultras instead of everybody around me on the supers. So I jumped around 4 people before turn 1 because the slipstream effect is so crazy.
So we saw you. Yeah, we saw you moving up the order, of course, at the start as you were going up to turn 1. But obviously we were watching the guys at the front with that carnage. And then once the dust had settled, we saw you jump maybe 10 places up to, was it about P6?
Yep, and then had a little battle with Vermeer, passed him. It was a good battle with Vermeer as well.
Yeah. Well, Dablan, you've been voted by the audience as driver of the day, so congratulations for that.
Thank you, everyone.
I'm sure they were. Yeah, Two-Spell was the. Yeah, he was. So. One other thing I need to talk about. Dan and Perry, you are now equal on points. You both have 98.
That's interesting. Should be a fun last 2 races, Dan.
Yeah, hopefully I get to battle you some more because you can actually race cleanly. And like 80% of the grid and the people in these party can
he's livid.
Cleanly, but everyone else just thinks I am livid because people just keep taking each other out and I suffer from it.
Alright, guys, I'm sorry. I think I have to go. My mom's calling at the moment, and I have to go somewhere.
No worries, man. You jump out. Thanks for joining us.
But I look forward to you racing, Harry, because it should be a good battle.
Yeah, right, and we'll just round off the interviews. Last, but by no means least, with his his maiden victory. Matrix, how are you feeling?
Yeah, it's interesting race, and I have to start with the last lap contact because I knew that I think Dan has 9-second penalty and 12 second, and who was the first? Was not.
Than
I
plan.
knew that. Yeah, and just have 12 seconds, so I knew that if I stay there, I gonna win. But it was so like ice in that corner that I just realized that I'm gonna hit in the Dan, so I just tried to avoid hitting Dan, and I just made the contact with the Dan lap, but I'm happy that nothing bad happened there, but it wasn't intentional. It just was the tire was something like 60% and just bigger than them. But yeah, I'm happy that I win at the end. It's I thought it's gonna be boring race in the middle of the race, but the safety car made it interesting. I have clue that sitting in the soft, super soft, gonna work to the end, and I'm happy that I finally can win.
I was going to say, we were discussing in the stream whether or not you'd made the right choice by staying out under the safety car on those super softs. Obviously, it turns out you did, getting yourself the victory, but was there ever any point where you thought, I wish I'd pitted now, I should be on the ultras or the hypers?
Yeah, I think yeah, a lap after that I was I thought that was for second mistake, but then I started to count 2-3 laps behind safety car, and I knew that they have good chance to win, but I think with the ultras it's gonna be same victory also, but yeah, I'm just happy that after all mistake I won in the Japan. Someone crashed me in the second lap, and USA was very prepared there, and someone hit me in the start, and I have this feeling lately that these 2 last races gonna be my final in this series and all the games, because it take me too much time to game in Formula. So I'm happy that I win, and I hope that I'm at least contesting the champion the last race.
I was going to say, you're currently third in the championship. You're 13 points behind Dan and Perry, so it's all to play for. Still 50 points up for grabs, of course, between the two of them. So hopefully we can have a nice 3-way fight between the 3 of you in the last 2 races. That'll be good to watch. So
yeah, no one said anything, so I have to say something.
yeah, that's fair. So
I think there's a lot of emotions running through.
there'll be a lot of emotions running through the grid.
People.
Yeah, which of course they're entitled to have. And I think I would be in the same position if some of the stuff that had happened today had happened to me on track. But we'll move on from that, and then we'll go again next week in Brazil. You can join us there. It's 10 PM UK time on this stream on Monday, live from Sao Paulo. If you want to watch some more contest speed racing, there are 2 other races in the week, one on a Wednesday and one on a Thursday. That's tiers 1 and 2. Same time, same place. And they will race on the same track as these guys do, just later in the week. So we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you all very much for watching. We will hopefully see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.